We're back looking at personalities on Football Manager 2024, and today we're looking at very loyal. The most loyal of personality types on Football Manager, and we've seen how a disloyal player can actually be quite loyal. So I'm not holding any hope that these guys are going to be loyal. I think they're going to follow the money, but we're going to have fun along the way. Let's jump into it. So here we go then. We have got Yutaka Sawada, our Japanese player. We've got Francisco Javier Rodriguez, our Mexican player. Brett Jackson, our Australian. Thabo Moeketsi, our South African. And Huang Yan, our Chinese. Now, the reason I've chosen these nations is because I think we can all agree these are not the pinnacle of world football and the best leagues going. So I'm wondering if these players, will they stick around at their clubs for longer than we think? They'll probably be there till they're 18, goes without saying. But will at 18 they just jump ship? And when they do jump ship, if they do jump ship, will they stay at that club that they go to? Will they be at a middling team and not follow the money and be one of the best players at a team? Like at Wolves, say, or at FC Colm, or Atalanta. Teams that you're not expecting to win the leagues and not expecting to do that well, but they might go there and then just help kick them on. So we've got 5 strikers, 5 nationalities, all very loyal. Let's look at what a very loyal personality looks like. We've put adaptability quite low as well, just to sort of give them that little nudge to sort of see if they will stay in their respective nations, but I don't think that's going to have much impact. So very loyal. Ambition, quite low. Loyalty at 20. Good professionalism, good sportsmanship, good temperament, good pressure. Pretty good important matches. Consistency is middling. Versatility is also middling. Dirtiness, controversy and injury proneness all very low, which is very, very good to see. They're very loyal, they're level-headed, they're promising strikers. So of course that's the attribute breakdown, and the attribute breakdown is the same for all 5 players as usual. If you've not been here before, it's 90 current ability with 200 potential ability. That's all there is to say. Let's jump through to 2024 and see how they started their careers. Okay, so of course they're all still in their respective nations, and sadly there's not been a lot of improvement. We've not even improved 10 on a singular player. 9 for Thabo Moeketsi, who's gone to Sundowns in the South African Premier League. Now they are the past winners, they are current champions, and how's he done for them? 1 game, 1 goal. He has scored in every single game he's played for them. Oh, the under 20, under 19, under 21s, he was a top goal scorer. I was going to say, he's top goal scorer with 1. No, he was in the under 21s. He got 20 in 23. Fair play to him. But he has technically the South African Premier League soccer champions with his one appearance, 1 goal. Yutaka Sawada has gone to Yokohama FM, and unfortunately, he hasn't won the league. He did play 20 times, only scoring 5 goals, which isn't great. A lot of those appearances were off the bench, though, to be fair. Yeah. Brett Jackson. That was my attempt at an Australian accent, and that's staying in. Abysmal. Let me know in the comments how bad it was on a scale of 1 to 10. Minus numbers not included. I'll give it a 3. 12 in 22 for old Bretty Jackso, and 3 of those are off the bench, so 12 in 19 for Sydney FC. Now, the regular season, the Isuzu UTE A-League, which is a mouthful in itself, 4 points off the pace, and no one seemed to want to win the league. Everyone was a bit abysmal. Western Sydney Wanderers. Shall we have a quick look at the past positions? Yeah, I thought they'd be top. Yeah, they were top for ages, the old Western Sydney Wanderers. 6 teams were qualified for some form of playoff situation. Perth Glory are the current holders, so it's all still going on. The A-League finals. Oh, Perth Glory have won it. Oh, so yeah, the holders Perth Glory have won it, but that's the league table. Apologies. So Perth have won the Australian League. Do we care? Not really. I don't know why we're divulging so much into it at season bloody 2. Francisco Javier Rodriguez, he is at Cimarrones, their Mexican. Oh, I thought they'd won the league. No, that's that's them. Cora Camícanos. I'm sure my Mexican accent is fantastic there. And then in the Chinese Super League, Huang Yan is playing for Zhejiang, but he's not playing for them, should I say. He's not made a singular appearance. Hasn't improved 1 attribute point. Francisco Rodriguez, FJR, we're going to call him for the rest of this, because that is a mouthful. So FJR has moved up just 1 attribute point. Bretty J has moved up 7. Yutaka Sawada, 7 as well, and Tabo Moaketsi, 9. So not the best, but not the worst, because we've established in other experiments, sometimes it's the league that is not allowing the players to progress as much. And as Huang hasn't played at all for Zhejiang, I'm not surprised he hasn't actually improved at all. So let's go to 2025. They'll be about to turn 18. We'll be 17, nearly 18. See if they're all still there. They're all still very loyal as well, incidentally. Speaking of very loyal, why don't you be very loyal to this channel and subscribe if you haven't already? If you have subscribed and you've been here a long time, thank you for your 20 loyalty. For those of you who are new, get yourself on the bandwagon and subscribe, because you want to be able to say, I subscribed to you when you only had this many subscribers. So yeah, the longer you leave it, the higher it's getting. You're only doing yourself a disservice. So yeah, subscribe. 2025 then. Okay, so no transfers whatsoever, so we're not going to go delving into the trophy haul, because we'll see that when we check in later on. Bretty J has got 27 and 61 though, fair play to him. Huang Yan is playing for Zhejiang, only improved 1 attribute point. Everyone else has hit the triple digits 100 mark. FJR at 100, Bretty J at 114. We will just compare Bretty J and Huang Yan because they're the top and the bottom. And there's the polygon, completely inflated and submerged Huang Yan as old Brett Jackson. And yeah, I can... Oh, they tried to play him on the right and left. What are you doing? What are you doing, Sydney? He's so much of a striker. It's unbelievable. He's not even that quick. 12, 13 pace, much better finishing. Play him up front. Although Sundowns have tried to play Tabo Moaketsi at defensive midfielder. So, yeah. Nice one, AI. Oh, here we go. Tabo's now unambitious. Brilliant. So he's lost some ambition. Didn't have a lot to begin with. Down at 4. What are the others on? 7. Yeah, he's lost 3 ambition. Well, we'll see. So no transfers at all. We're not going to stick around here for long. We're going to go to 2026. They'll be 18. Will they stay? Will they have stayed? Will they stay or will they go? The drama. The tension. You feel it? We've got all those leagues loaded. Taking forever to sim, this is. Have they moved? Yeah, they've pretty much all moved. So actually, tell a lie. Right, Tab, for the start, let's go from bottom to top. Huang is asking to leave, wants to move to a bigger club. He's at 103, 4 caps for China, 14 in 48 for Zhejiang in the Chinese Super League. They're mid-table and they're crap, to be honest. So I can understand why he wants to leave. Huang Yan is wanting to get out of there, but he's got 20 loyalty. Stay loyal to your club. Tabo is still at Sundowns. No one's come in for him, apparently. Not sure why. 1 in 3 for South Africa, and he's got 10 in 33 for Sundowns. 3 in 4 for Huang for China. FJR has gone to Borussia Dortmund, and he's up at 150. 15 in terms of current ability. He's got 23 in 68 for Camerons, and he's on the loan list at Dortmund. He was signed for £525,000, or rising to £525,000, 115k up front. A gamble, I think, worth taking, personally. Still very loyal, and get him in a mentoring group with a bit more ambition, and they are going to turn into a phenomenal talent. Just saying. Brett Jackson has gone to Chelsea, and he's wanted by Nuremberg, Dusseldorf, Hanover, and St. Pauli on loan. He's wanted by a who's who of German teams. Why is that? He's not got German as a second nationality. 2 and 8 for Australia, and as we said, 32 and 67 for Sydney. He's moved from Sydney to Chelsea for £1.4 million outright. They've paid the big bucks straight off the bat. And Yutaka Sawada has gone to Arsenal. He's at 127. He's overtaken Bretty Jackson in terms of current ability, because Brett Jackson was top of the pile for a while. He's on £38,500 a week, is Yutaka. He's on cost them £4.6 million. Again, all up front. Arsenal splashing the cash on Yutaka Sawada. And he's looking like a very good player. In terms of his hiddens have sort of stayed where they are. I think his professionalism's moved from 12 to 14. Or was professionalism already at 14? Let's look at Brett. Yeah, no, professionalism would have been at 14 then. Unless they've all moved up. Yeah, no, sorry, my mistake. 12s was like pressure and stuff, yeah. So let's go and have a look at Huang, who's at the bottom of the table. And again, complete immersion of the polygon. Yutaka Sawada is now doing much better. He's on the loan list. Hopefully they can get some loan moves to get themselves to their potential. But they're already in the 120s by the time they're 18. A couple of good seasons of progression now. I'd like to think that they will be in the 130s, 140s and breaking into those first teams. Certainly breaking into the squads at the very least. All still very loyal except Tabo, who's gone to unambitious, which is unfortunate really. Because, yeah, I would have thought maybe they're going to stick around the clubs. The irony is he's actually still at his club. Is that through loyalty or is that through no one coming in, no one's interested? We'll see. On we move to 2027 then and see if anyone's got a loan move, how people are progressing, and if these two are still in their respective nations. Okay, so where to begin? Well, let's begin with Thabo Moeketsi. Now, he's still at Sundowns in South Africa. And is that because no one's found him? No scouts are over in South Africa? Or is it because players have to be a certain age to leave South Africa? I mean, he's 19 now. I'm sure they can leave at about 18. So I'd be surprised if that's the reason at all. But yeah, so he's currently rated at 108, which is not great, is it, to be honest? Hwang has overtaken him, and he's also moved to Arsenal. £9 million Arsenal have paid for him, 5.75 up front, 9 including add-ons, and as you can see here, 9 in 13 in his final season for Zhejiang. He was doing very well, and well, to be honest, the season's still going on, and they are top of the league. There he is, top goal scorer. He won't get any more than 9. 6 is second place, so he has absolutely ran away with it. He has spearheaded them to top of the league, and I won't be surprised if they fall away. We will come and check that at the end of the season. Rodriguez is still at Dortmund. He is wanted by a few teams on loan. Sawada, did he get a loan move? He did not. He didn't get a loan move, but he's played 8 times for Arsenal, all of them substitute appearances, once off the bench, loads in the non-competitive league for Arsenal, under 21s probably, 38 games, 27 goals. Fantastic return. And then Brett Jackson is now once again the top of the pile, and he's gone over Yutaka Sawada considerably by 6 attribute points. He's at 140. And I'll tell you why that is. He's only gone and got himself that loan move. He's now described as a wonder kid. Is 140 current ability considered a wonder kid? Is that where you got to be considered a wonder kid? Because Sawada's not at 134. But he's had a loan move to Clermont in Ligue 2 in France. He got 15 in 28 and they got promoted. He helped spearhead them to promotion. His 15 goals have really helped them on their way. The top goal scorer, he finished second as well, just like Clermont. So yeah, he's certainly helped them get promoted. Fair play to him. So he's now top of the pile at 140. And compare him to Thabo. Let's have a look against Thabo. And damning indictment, isn't it? Is he going to stay there for his whole career? Are these guys going to stay where they are for the whole career? I mean, 2 of them are at Arsenal. That's probably a little bit too much, unless Arsenal are playing 2 up top, which they're not. Well. Brett Jackson at 148, still top of the pile. And he's played 9 times for Chelsea. 8 of them off the bench, but he started 3 games in the FA Cup, or Cup competition, to say, once in a European competition. 3 goals in 16, 11 of those were off the bench though. So, 20 and 28 for the under 21s, not doing too bad. He's got 19 and 26 for Australia as well. Sawada at Arsenal, he went to Sunderland on loan and got 10 in 29. That's not very good, is it? In the Sky Bet Championship, there's no way that they managed to get promoted. 7th, maybe they would have finished higher if he'd have scored more goals. FJR still at Dortmund, and he's moved on loan to Hertha BSC, got 14 in 32, and they got promoted with that. That's brilliant. And he finished 3rd, did old FJR, in the top goal scorer charts. Hwang at Arsenal, he hasn't got a work permit. His work permit has expired and he's not played. He actually has 3 games off the bench there, loads in the under 21s, but he's not really playing for Arsenal, unfortunately. And finally, we've had a move for Thabo Moeketsi. He's moved to Newcastle. He's at 110. He's 20 years old. And 1.1 million Newcastle paid for him, 190 up front, 1.1 million including add-ons. I don't think they're ever going to get those add-ons, because those add-ons are probably... Is there a way of showing that? How do we know what those add-ons are? Because realistically, those add-ons are probably game appearances and goals for the club. Maybe international appearances. They might get them if it's international appearances. But look at that. It's come a long way as old Brett Jackson. Thabo is just... He's not going to get there, is he? 20 years old. He needs a loan move and fast. Hwang, don't know what's going to happen with old Hwangi at Arsenal. He's going to be out the door in 3 years' time. Hasn't got a work permit. Needs to get a work permit. FJR at Dortmund, he's well on his way. He's at 140. See, these 3 are making it. These 2 aren't. So we will see. In terms of the Premier League, who's won the Premier League? Arsenal won the Premier League the most recent season, which means, of course, he was at Sunderland. He went to Sunderland. He was the Carabao Cup winner with Arsenal, and he was the under-21 Premier Division champion, and he's gone to Sunderland. Let's go to 2030. Let's do a 2-year jump, because why not? So for a 2-year jump, they haven't progressed as much as I hoped. I mean, FJR has improved 2 attribute points, averaging of 1 a year. Sawada's only at 156. Brett Jackson's up at 166. So let's have a look at Brett J. He is playing for Chelsea, and 15 and 35 in the most recent season. Fair play to him. His milestones, they've won the FA Cup. They also won the Europa League. Promotion for Clermont. Yeah, well done. So yeah, he started to win a couple of trophies for Chelsea. Sawada at Arsenal. Well, has he broken into the team? He hasn't really. He's on the bench a lot, and he comes on on the rarest of occasions. 11 appearances over each season for the last 2 years. And I mean, they've just won the league in 2030, so he is a Premier Division champion, but he hasn't really contributed to that. Now, FJR, if he's played for Dortmund, then I'll be surprised. Yeah, he hasn't really. He played a lot for Borussia Dortmund 2 back here, and then in the last couple of years, look, 3 or 4 starts. That's it. Not enough. He needs another loan move or he's never going to kick on. And he's getting to that age now where kicking on is going to be far slower. Wang at Arsenal, he's got himself that work permit. He's got an extra year on his deal. Arsenal never played him. Loan him out. He's on the loan list. So Thabo Moeketsi, his work permit's run out. His contract runs out in 2032. Of course, he's never played for Newcastle. And he's not even got a squad number. 112 he is. And there he is compared to old Bretty Jackson. 120k a week is Brett Jackson's on. I mean, it's fair. Tabo's on £19,500 a week, which is criminal considering how bad he is. But yeah, unfortunately, he's not going to make it. Are any of these going to make it to the 200? I'm going to say no. No player is going to make it to 200. I think Brett's going to get to the 190s. Utaka is going to get to high 170s. I don't think he's going to hit 180s. FJR, he needs to move or get a loan move. Otherwise, he's going to just flounder in the 140s, 150s for his entire career. These two are just going to fade into obscurity. And at the end of their contracts, they will leave. They will leave their clubs and they will be gone. And their contracts are going to be coming up to an end soon. In 2 years' time, 2032 is when the contracts come to an end. So we're going to jump those 2 years now to 2032 and see if, one, they've signed new deals or what's happened with them, or if they are, in fact, moving to new clubs. Right, so my mistake. I said Brett's not going to make it to 200. And in those 2 years, he has kicked on amazingly well. He has really kicked on. He's at 186 now. And that's because he's playing week in, week out for Chelsea. He's got 13 in 30 there and then 15 in 33. He's not prolific by any stretch of the imagination, to be honest. Graham Potter is back at Chelsea. What's happened here then? So Poch left, then Pioli came in and got sacked, De Zerbi came in and got sacked, and Graham Potter is now here. Poch is unemployed. He left Chelsea to go to Bayern and then left Bayern to go to PSG. Back to PSG, and he was sacked as manager of PSG. He is wanted, though, by AC and Inter Milan. Arsenal have just won the league. Arsenal and City are alternating between league titles. So we've got Chelsea not even qualifying for Europe in the last season. And for some reason, Graham Potter is still in a job. And I don't know how they're not even qualifying for Europe. They've still got, look, Romeo Lavia, 28 years old. What a player he is. Moises Caicedo, 30, still there. Let's have a look at the Chelsea squad, shall we? Brett Jackson's up front, a 186 forward. How is he not scoring? Look at his attribute breakdown. Look at how good he is. It's not even like he's got some good attributes or he's got some good comfortability, but his attributes in the wrong place. 20 composure, 18 off the ball, 17 pace and acceleration, 17 finishing, 16 decisions, great stamina, great jumping reach, 17, 16 heading. He's not small at 187, 16 long shots, great technique, great dribbling, great anticipation. He's got all the attributes. How's he not kicked on and done better? Still got 20 loyalty to Chelsea, isn't he? Who else has he got? Luca. Where's Fofana? He's at 149. He's not really kicked on as much as he could have done, has he? Angelo, unavailable. I was not including the training camp squad. He's not very good, is he? Never reached his potential. He's never played for them, really. And Nkunku, he's 34. He's on the decline. Michaela Mudryk, he's not done great. I say Lavia, Reece James, still Yunus Musa. Got some good players. He's just not done very well with them. Graham Potter in charge. Right, so Sawada at Arsenal, 16 and 8 and 16 in his last season, and 10 of those were off the bench. He's not done brilliantly at all, has he? Luis Enrique is in charge. What's happened here with the managerial merry-go-round? Well, Mikel Arteta got sacked after just over 9 years, winning all those trophies. Jack Wilshere was interim manager. He's now under-21s coach at Aston Villa. Pep came in and he left City to go to Arsenal, got sacked as manager of Arsenal, and now he's at Newcastle, probably doing pretty well. Luis Enrique has been here just over a year, and he's won the league as Luis Enrique. Fair play to him. 8 and 16 for Sawada, and Champions League winner, FA Cup winner, Premier League winner. So Luis Enrique in his first season at Arsenal has won the treble. He's won the treble. That's a way to announce yourself, isn't it? It's all downhill from here, though. Rodriguez, FJR, should I say, has moved from Dortmund to Bayer Leverkusen. He never really made his mark with Dortmund. Again there, 5 in 13, 11 of those were off the bench. So he did well to score 5, and then he's gone to Leverkusen. He's played 16 he started 16 times, scored 9 goals. He's moved in the January as well, which leads me to think that Bayer Leverkusen and René Weiler are playing him as their main striker. And as you can see, current ability, he is the 4th best player in their squad and their best striker they've got Wilfred Gnonto who can play up front, but he can also play on the wing. And then you're coming down here, you've got Lino Regini, who's on loan at Porto as a striker, who can also play on the left and that. He's only got 9 finishing, so you won't really play him up front. Not for my money anyway. And they just literally haven't got another striker, so they're only really going to be playing him. Let's hope he doesn't get injured for them. Joe Stretch. Anyway, so he's gone to Bayer Leverkusen and he's doing all right. 9 in 16. Can he finally start to kick on? At 24 years old, he's at 153. I'm going to say when we come back in 2 years' time, it's going to be another 2-year jump. When we do come back, if Sawada's just going to still flounder in the Arsenal reserves and Rodriguez is playing for Leverkusen, I'm going to say he's going to have overtaken him. In terms of Arsenal, let's have a quick look at their squad. Who've they got up front? They've got this guy, Antoine Costa, 180. £9 million he paid for him from Guingamp. So he's pretty good. Look at it, he's down all the way down here is old Sawada. I mean, 161's no slouch, is he? He's a good player and he's got some very good attributes. He just needs to, dare I say, he needs a loan move. Get him a loan move to another Premier League side. Let him kick on. Who's in the Media Dream 11? Haaland and Abdelatif. £105 million he paid for him from Monaco. He's good, isn't he? Just a casual 198 current and potential ability. Yeah. Just as you do. 105 million Man City have bought him. Of course they have. Who's in charge of Man City? Jamie Carr. Who's he? Who's this Jamie Carr? Thomas Tuchel's been sacked. Matthias Darm's been sacked. Thomas Tuchel's brother, of course. Luis Enrique was sacked. Who's Jamie Carr? He's caretaker manager. He's a youth coach at Man City. Under 18s assistant manager currently in real life. Not bad attributes. Not quite City level of manager. But yeah, he's caretaker, so that's fine. And then Huang Yan has gone to Stoke. I told you he's going to leave. Actually, no. He's on loan from Arsenal and his contract is expiring. No one's picked him up yet. 138. He's actually moved up to 138. Fair play to him. He's never played for Arsenal. Never played a minute. Gone to Stoke. 12 in 7. Sorry, 7 in 12. And he's only gone in loan in January. Put himself in the shop window. Someone come in and get him. 138. Thabo Moeketsi, he's got a transfer. Joining VfB Stuttgart on the 1st. Newcastle have never played him. He went on loan to Olympiacos and got 6 in 10. And then went to Augsburg and got 9 in 22. Again, for Augsburg, 17 of those were off the bench, so he didn't play loads, and he's at 129. So yeah, these two, they're starting to catch up a bit. I mean, at 24, late bloomer, Jamie Vardy style of player. I mean, they certainly can hit the 160s, these two. Easily. Get them in the right team, get them some game time, get them in a good league. They'll get there. They will get there. Just will they do it? Will they go to the right team? Will they go to the right league? Will they get the right amount of game time? Probably not. I think it's very safe to say, though, that the winner of this experiment so far is old Brett Jackson. Despite the fact that he's won considerably less than Sawada because he's a bit part player at Arsenal who've won everything. Brett Jackson's having the best career. We're going to move forward to 2032 as mentioned, so on we move. Okay, so 2034 and, well, is he going to get to 200? He's at 194 now, his old Bretson. And he's had a terrible season there for Chelsea. 5 in 16. And then he's come back with his best season so far, 20 in 32. Has he had an injury? Oh, he did. Oh, God. He was out for 5 months. He had 2 hip injuries in 2032. He was out for half the season. And he's still managed to progress to 194, having lost half a season. So fair play to him. Has he won anything else with Chelsea? No, he hasn't. Chelsea have won sod all. Graham Potter, they haven't even got a manager. I mean, Graham Potter left. Imanol Alguacil was sacked. Graham Potter left before he could get sacked to go and become the Manchester United manager, where he got sacked. Marco Rose is now in charge of United. Graham Potter, Zinedine Zidane was there. Graham Potter was sacked after 170 days. That is bad, isn't it? That is really bad. But just looking back here, he's been the manager of England, Roma and AC Milan. So Graham Potter has done fairly well for himself. In terms of England, they've had Graham Potter, Jose Mourinho, Peter Bosz and now Michel in charge. Speaking of managers, Ralph Hasenhüttl is still around. He was at Metz, went to Ipswich and now is currently the manager of Slovenia, the 66-year-old assassin. That is Ralph Hasenhüttl. There's your Ralph watch, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the matter at hand. Sawada still at Arsenal. So very loyal. They have been very loyal, to be fair, these guys. It's when the clubs haven't been loyal to them, they've moved on. Sawada's still at 170 at Arsenal. Again, very loyal. Stayed at Arsenal, and he's starting to break into the team. And in the most recent season, he's got 11 in 22, 17 starts. The first time he's actually broken double figures for Arsenal. It's his highest goal return in a season, to be fair, which is actually really disappointing. You look at that and you say his highest goal return for a season by 26 is 11. That's really disappointing, isn't it? In terms of milestones, well, they've only gone and won the Premier League back-to-back again. So 3 in a row Premier Leagues, and they've actually won another Champions League. So if we look at the Premier League, 3 in a row for Arsenal and Luis Enrique, and again 2 in 3 years for the Champions League. Man City, Eddie Howe's Man City won the Champions League in the interim. Eddie Howe's been there for 33 days, so it wasn't Eddie Howe's Man City. It was Vincent Kompany's Man City. He's just been sacked. Sacked as a manager of Man City due to the club's poor league position. Oh, 12th. Well, I can understand why. Bloody hell. Alphabetical order. That always bloody gets me. They finished fourth. Europa League football for Chelsea. FJR still at Leverkusen is at 167. And he's so close. He's 3 attribute points away. I told you he was going to get close. 42 and 72 for Leverkusen. 17 there, 16 the following season. The Bundesliga, Bayern Munich have won it every single year, really. Although they haven't, actually. Bayern Munich. First season was Dortmund, then Bayern. Then we had 4 for Leipzig, then Dortmund. Bayern have actually won 5 German trophies in this experiment. Is that since Pep's gone back? No. Marco Rose was winning a few, to be fair. Thomas Tuchel won, well, just the German Cup. He didn't win the league at all, did he? Nagelsmann, yeah, he's gone back. Marco Rose is still at Man United as well. Man United, where did they finish this most recent season? Getting Champions League football, finishing 7th, so they actually won the Europa League. Fair play to them. 34, there you go. Hwang at OG Nice is at 142. He's a sub-merchant. He's scoring loads from the bench here. 15 off the bench, 8 goals, 3 starts. Not bad. Tabo, again, he's at Stuttgart now. He went on loan to Valencia. Not even played 100 games in his career. Disappointing. So in 2034, Brett, is he going to make it? Let's go to 2036 and they'll be 28 years old. I think Brett will make it. There we go. He's made it. Brett Jackson is at 200 out of 200. There he is in all of his glory. A Chelsea legend. 21 in the most recent season, 15 the season before that. Is he a Chelsea legend? He's not. Is he an icon? He's not even an icon. He's not even favoured personnel. Brett Jackson cannot get himself in any of these 3. Yeah, I've just double checked. He's not there. Vincent Kompany's in charge of Chelsea as well. Just FYI, ladies and gentlemen. Been there for 2 years. Won the Carabao Cup. In terms of the Premier League, well, Tottenham and Liverpool have won it over the last 2 years out of absolutely bloody nowhere. Where's that come from? Liverpool, Didier Deschamps in charge because Jurgen Klopp left after 11 and a half years. He went to Newcastle for 4 years, then Inter for a year, and now he's at PSG for the last 4. Didier Deschamps has been there for 8.5 years. Bloody hell. And then Tottenham, who've they got? Marcelinho in charge. Where's Big Ange? Big Ange didn't last long. 3 years, he's out of here. Eddie Howe was there for a little bit. He's the manager of Man City still. He's been there a couple of years and managed to keep hold of his job. Done nothing at Man City, though. So anyway, Brett Jackson has done a nice little bit of business for Chelsea there. He's still there. 106 caps for Australia, 113 goals. That's impressive. That's the kind of record you're expecting. Chelsea have really underperformed in this experiment. With the best striker in the world, failed him. Sawada at Arsenal, 84 in 76 for Japan. He's actually got 21 in 32 most recently for Arsenal in the most recent season. He's at 179. Antoine Costa, they're playing 2 up front. Unai Emery has come back to Arsenal playing a 4-4-2. He's got them both up front. When did he come back? Nearly a year ago, because Luis Enrique got sacked. How the hell did Luis Enrique get sacked? After all those trophies, 2 Champions Leagues, 3 Premier Leagues in a row, lost confidence of the dressing room. Abysmal. Have a word with yourselves, Arsenal. FJR still at Leverkusen at 171. He's just ticking along, isn't he? So consistent. 30 games, 28 games, 29 games. Playing nearly all the games of the season. 17, 16, 18, 19. Just between 7.11 and 7.46. Just consistently very good. And Kevin Nolan is the Bayer Leverkusen manager, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just take a moment to have a look at that. And so Kevin Nolan was a coach at West Ham. Then he was just nothing for 3 years. And he became manager of Notts County, then Plymouth, then West Brom, and then Bayer Leverkusen. because that's the natural progression. If you go to West Brom, your next job after you've been to Notts County and Plymouth and you're at West Brom, their next stop is Leverkusen, isn't it? Of course it is. What? And I was shaking my head then, and I just saw Kevin Nolan's name, and I thought that said Iceman. It was Jans. Thought you might want to know that. Right, so this has been derailed by Kevin Nolan. Bundesliga. How long has Kevin Nolan been there? Bayer Leverkusen have won the league. Bayer Leverkusen 2 years ago won the league. Firstly, award winners, Player of the Year, not interested. Top goal scorer. FJR has won it twice, and Luke Young also playing for Leverkusen. So the top 2 goal scorers this season where they won it were FJR and Luke Young. Kevin Nolan has been here for just over 2 years, which means the league win was down to Kevin Nolan. Kevin Nolan is a Bundesliga champion, along with FJR. FJR also won the Bundesliga with Dortmund as well. Didn't play a lot for them, but he also won it. So he's a 2-time league winner, which is much better than Brett Jackson. Huang at Nice, 15 and 31 most recent season. 15 of those were starts, 16 off the bench. And yeah, PSG won it the last few years, so it is what it is. At Tabo, he's actually wanted by quite a few teams. So he left Stuttgart, went to Valencia on loan, and then West Ham bought him for £10.5 million. Stuttgart obviously couldn't believe their luck. West Ham couldn't believe their luck. I mean, who made that decision? Who was in charge when this... Hang on. 2034-35. Who was in charge of West Ham? Kieran McKenna. And he's now the Dortmund manager, having just wasted a load of West Ham's transfer budget on Tabo Moeketsi. And yeah, £17.5 million. That is, well, ambitious, isn't it? 134 current ability. If anyone pays that, they are, well, deluded. So 28 years old, they're probably going to keep going until about 31 before they start to really decline. So let's go to 31. Let's go 3 years, 2039. Okay, so in 2039 and they're 31 years old, Brett Jackson is still representing. He's got 164 and 139 for Australia. He is, of course, a superstar. Again, he had an injury here, 21 games, 12 goals. Then you get back with another 21. He's done well for Chelsea. Unfortunately, favoured personnel. Where is he? Brett Jackson is there in the icons. He's finally broken through and he is in the icons. Now I'm questioning whether he was there before, just hidden amongst everyone, but I don't think he was. I did double check. Eddie Howe's in charge of Chelsea as well. Vinnie Comp won the Europa League when he was here, as well as the Carabao Cup. Then Eddie Howe has won the Super Cup and the South American Club Challenge. Doesn't that look like he's been just as successful? 2 cup wins. I hate how it's like cup wins. Like, it should be league wins, cup wins, and like charity shield wins or whatever. Because yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Let's have a look then at Brett Jackson. Then his milestones. He's won the Asian Nations Cup as usual. Again, every single time they seem to be doing really well. They're winning it a lot. In terms of records. I mean, Brett Jackson's just taking off all the records here, isn't he? Brett Jackson, he's done very well for Chelsea in his career. He's been very loyal for them. Sawada at Arsenal has got to 185, and he's now, look at this, he's now kicking on and he's scoring week in, week out. Unai Emery has got Sawada and Antoine Costa, who are both scoring a hell of a lot of goals. You've just seen Sawada getting over 20 goals a season. Costa's got high teens / 20s for the last 2 seasons. Have Arsenal won the league in the last 3 years? They've won 2. They've won 2 Premier League trophies in the last 3 years. In terms of the awards, the top goal scorer, well, Sawada has won it 2 times in a row, the Golden Boot. 27 goals in 31 in the most recent season. In terms of his milestones, there they are, Premier League champions. They've won the Carabao Cup as well, just back here, and the FA Cup. They've not won another Champions League, though. They've been sent off to Spain in the last 3 years, 2 for Barcelona, 1 for Madrid. Liverpool and United coming runner-up. Tottenham have won a Champions League as well. Of course, they have Pep's in charge. So we are... So there's Sawada. So Rodrigue, FJR at Bayer Leverkusen, still at Leverkusen there. Just so consistent. Look at him, 25 and 29 there. What a season that was. Leverkusen, Kevin Nolan. Kevin Nolan's still there. Go on, Kev. Kevin Nolan's been there for a good few years now. Over 5 years. They've won the league 3 times. Bayer Leverkusen, this is a Bayer Leverkusen era. Bayer Leverkusen and RB Leipzig are sharing the league trophy. Unfortunately, they're not the current champions. But Bayer Leverkusen, under Kevin Nolan, they put it on goal. Oh no, I thought it was goal difference. Need to get these eyes tested. Wrong prescription, I think. It was 68 and 66 points. I think I'm getting a bit too excited, ladies and gentlemen. I've actually had a little bit of sleep last night as well. I had over 6 hours sleep. Is that coming across? Anyway, so FJR has won multiple trophies in Germany and been quite successful. Suarez now been quite successful. Neither of them have reached the dizzy heights of 200, and they're not going to. Brett Jackson won sod all. His trophy cabinet is like, you could probably fit it in a matchbox. What's he won? A Europa League and a Carabao Cup domestically. Huang Yan at Nice, I mean, yeah, he's not really scoring that much. He's coming off the bench a lot. PSG winning the league. Not going to focus in on Huang too much. Tabo, he's now at Bologna. He moved from West Ham for £17.25 million after a £1.8 million loan deal. West Ham had Bologna's pants down. 2 in 23 for Bologna, all of them off the bench. They then made it official, 17.25. It must have been a mandatory fee. There's no way that was optional, and he opted for it. 3 in 17, then 5 in 23. He's got 46 goals in his entire career. Horrendous. I wish you could click this at the bottom and it would show how many of those appearances were off the bench like it does here. We can't be bothered to go and add it all up. Maybe FM could do that, yeah, in future. That's where we're at. We're in 2039. We're going to start to decline. Let's go 3 more years to 34. I bet we're going to lose someone. I wouldn't be surprised if Tabo's gone. No, they're all still there, but he is retiring. Huang's going to Al Tawoon. Where's that? In Saudi. Wonder how much he's going to be on at 139. He's on 93k a week at Nice. He's absolutely stolen a living, to be fair. He's done all right at Nice. Nice have won the league twice as well. He's a 2-time league winner with Nice, scoring 14 goals in seasons where they won the league. He's won the league. 2-time Uber Eats League champion. Tabo's retiring. Who cares? He's gone back to Cape Town. He left Bologna on a free, and they were glad to get rid of him, I think. He went to Cape Town City, and that's it. FJR at Bayer Leverkusen. Look at that. He's a bit of a Bayer Leverkusen legend at this point. He's 13 in 28 there, and not the best season in 40-41, but he hit back with 18 in 24 the following season. Bayer Leverkusen have still got Kevin Nolan in charge. Kevin Nolan is a legend of the club. Rodriguez is, of course, top icon. He's so close to just going over. Can he go over? In terms of the Bundesliga, they've won another couple in the last 3 years. Bayern Munich have again won it back, so we're not here as current champions, but Bayer Leverkusen have got 5 Bundesliga trophies under Kevin Nolan's management. I don't know why it's so funny. It's just Kevin Nolan is just so British to me. I mean, I know he's got Irish as a second nationality, but he just is. Like, he's just so Dutch. Fine. I don't know. He just feels so British, and like playing for Bolton and West Ham, like just very British, very, very intrinsically English clubs. That like there's like no nonsense with those clubs. Like Big Sam's Bolton. Like there's no. I mean, I know they had JJ Okocha and Ivan Campo and stuff and all that, but you know what I mean. I know what I mean. Hopefully, you guys know what I mean. It just feels weird that a Bayer Leverkusen legend and 5-time Bundesliga winner is Kevin Nolan. I just can't get over it. FJR's having a fantastic time. Sawada down at 172 at Arsenal. Only got 98 caps with 102 goals. Again, he's still kicking on, playing really well. And unfortunately, last 3 years, no Premier League trophies for them. Dean Brennan's in charge because Mikel Arteta came back. So hang on. Unai Emery got sacked after doing really well as well. James Milner came in as assistant manager, interim manager, went to Newcastle. Mikel Arteta came back. He's now the manager of Leipzig. Fine. Man United have just won the Premier League and the Champions League. Tottenham City United in the last 3 years. Tottenham United and Newcastle last 3 years winning the Premier League. No manager at Newcastle currently. Marco Rose got sacked. Jurgen Klopp was here. Dean Brennan, who's now the manager of Arsenal, he's got some attributes, hasn't he? Bloody hell. Won the league with Newcastle. So Sawada's done pretty well for Arsenal. He's actually turned his career around, and he's actually had a very, very good one. Plenty of goals. And finally, still at 188, the loyal as a dog, Brett Jackson. Nearly 200 international goals. Is he retired from international football? Doesn't say. So he's still there at Chelsea, and he's still playing for Australia. Can he get those 200 goals? I bet he can. If he gets the caps, he'll definitely get the goals. Still scoring over 20 a season. I think he's missed out once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, because that was an injury. He's only missed out a few times. He's gotten 20 a lot recently. And yeah, but no trophies. No trophies for Chelsea. Andy Ross is in charge. Eddie Howe got sacked. Yeah, just dismal, really. Dismal indeed. So about to lose Tabo. Huang is going to Saudi Arabia. He'll be gone in a couple of years. We're going to go to 2044, and I think we're going to be looking at retirements all round. So we have lost a couple. Yeah, we've lost a couple, and they're all wanted by, well, Saudi Arabia, although Newcastle and AC Milan are wanting them a little bit. So let's look at Bayer Leverkusen. Edin Terzic is in charge. Kevin Nolan resigned. He's now the England manager. Kevin Nolan is the England manager. He moved there in 2042. It's 2044. Has Kevin Nolan won the World Cup? Kevin Nolan? Oh, he didn't. Oh, no. No, it's an international league. Oh, no, it was Zidane. I thought Kevin Nolan had won the World Cup after I had so much success at Bayer Leverkusen. Right, Rodriguez. He's wanted. He's a club legend, surely. Milestones. Bundesliga champions again. DFB Pokal. They're just absolutely loving life. He's still an icon, sadly. Sawada at Arsenal. Wanted by Saudi Arabia. He's done pretty well for them. Dean Brennan's there. Sawada. He's there an icon as well. They have won a league as well there 2 years ago, so they are getting a few trophies back amongst them. But I just wanted to see if Arsenal won a Champions League, and they haven't. But let me tell you who has, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you can see Chelsea have won a Champions League, and there's no favoured personnel. Where's Brett Jackson? There he is. Brett Jackson, 219 goals and 185 caps for Australia. He's still representing. He has got a Champions League win to his name. Fair play to him. Let's go to 2045. Brett Jackson went to Al Ahly. He moved for £11.75 million. Chelsea, Man City won the league in the most recent season, the final season. Inter won the Champions League. But we only moved a season, and there he is. He looks fantastic still. What a career Brett Jackson's had personally, but professionally he's not won that many trophies. But FJR still at Bayer Leverkusen. What an absolute hero! 138 and 164 Mexico. He's now got German as a second nationality because he's been there so bloody long. He is Bundesliga. Did they win? They didn't win it in the most recent season, unfortunately. He didn't win it, but he's still top of the icon list. Fair play to him. What a career he's had. We will go and have a look at Ballon d'Ors in a moment. But very loyal. They've all been very loyal to their clubs. Brett Jackson easily could have left Chelsea. He could have really kicked off. He could have had a little bit of a hissy fit. He was good enough. He was never winning anything. Very loyal. FJR, again, he's been at Bayer Leverkusen for a long time and actually turned them into a bit of a powerhouse. Just have a quick look at 2046. Here in 2046, I've just quickly gone forward to 2047. They're both gone. As you can see, FJR's leaving. Brett Jackson, he retires after this when his contract expires as well. But he got £1.3 million a week, which is nice. FJR is retiring, as I say, at Bayer Leverkusen. He is an icon. And do you know what? Let me tell you this. It's all about FJR. This experiment, he came from behind and won 6 Bundesliga titles with Bayer Leverkusen. Let that sink in. What a career he had. He scored 314 and 587. What a loyal individual. He was fantastic. Brett Jackson was very loyal to Chelsea, but he didn't turn Chelsea into the powerhouse that they ought to have been with the players they had. Bayern Munich fell off the face of the earth in this experiment. I don't know what happened to Bayern Munich. The Bayern Munich have been abysmal. James Ward-Prowse is currently the manager of Bayern Munich. I mean, I didn't expect that. I mean, this experiment has been all over the place for managers, hasn't it? I mean, I don't know how long this is going to last. I've recorded for ages, but it's going to be as long as it is. Let's go and have a look at Kevin Nolan. Where's Kevin Nolan? He's unemployed. He left England, resigned after a run of bad results, and he went to Valencia. And then he's been sacked due to the club's poor league position. They finished 9th. Real Madrid and Barcelona winning the leagues. So let's look at the Golden Ball. Brett Jackson won the Golden Ball a couple of times there and there. FJR won one and again. Hang on. So Sawada, I can't see Sawada. So we've got FJR with 2, Brett Jackson with 3 for the Golden Ball. Footballer of the Year, no Footballer of the Years, sadly. Player of the Year, and it was just FJR who won it. And I'm going to tell you now, this is the man. Francisco Javier Rodriguez. What a player he was. A loyal individual who stuck around his entire career at Bayer Leverkusen. Once he got there from Dortmund, after they never really played him, he became phenomenal and undeniable. And Bayer Leverkusen went on a bit of a tear. And you love to see it. It's just fantastic. What an experiment this was. I had a great time with this one. Far more so than I thought I was going to with Very Loyal. I thought Very Loyal was going to be a very pedestrian video. Just goes to show that the stories that Football Manager could throw up can be highly entertaining. I've had a great time. I hope you've had a great time too. Please leave a comment down below if anything I might have missed. There's so much to cover. If I've missed stuff, I do apologise. Any experiments you want me to bring to the channel in the future, again, leave it down below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and all that good stuff. But most importantly, take good care of yourselves, gang, and I'll see you soon.